Hello, my little weirdos. I had to delete some things, uninstall some things that I haven't used forever because I've been neglecting cleaning out just things I've saved and stuff. But that's why I couldn't finish it. Shut up, fire detector. Um, we're talking about effective protesting. So I've covered most of what I wanted to cover until it cut me off because my disc was low. I just did this with my phone, so. Another thing is for women or even men who want to wear lipstick. Red or bright pink. The Red Lipstick Brigade began in, I think it was World War II. When the men went to war, and the women in America had to not only take care of the house, take care of the children, now you had to also take care of not just the shopping and the cooking and the cleaning, but you had to make sure the house was taken care of, the yard work was taken care of, the automobile was taken care of, the bills were paid, things that the husband normally did in that era. The woman had to do. Plus, she had to go and earn a living. A lot of women just took their husbands' jobs in factories or something. They were trained how to do it. That's a lot for women to, or anybody, to suddenly have to transition to. You know, they're gone and suddenly everything has to be done, and it has to be done right now. It was a lot. And there was nobody at home, you know, adult-wise, to commiserate with. Just the kids. Not like you can come home and chill out. You had to take care of everything still. They needed something to empower them, to make them feel strong and brave, and keeping the lights going in the home front while their husbands are out fighting the war. When they wore the women, you know, I don't use a lot of makeup. You haven't seen a lot of makeup on me. It's not like I wear a lot of liner or shadow or blush or any of that. Very rarely you'll see lipstick. A lot of women will say, oh, I don't wear red lipstick or really bright pink because, you know, they say that's for the women of the evening. That it makes you, it's a trash color. Let me tell you something, ladies. Women felt powerful putting this, get some, and slap some on. Suddenly you're like, hey, I said stop. Please stop that. Ooh, I felt that. You know what I'm saying? Well, the men came home from the war. Yes, they had a lot of trauma. And they were supposed to be able to come home and go back to, you know, the routine that made sense before. But of course, we know that that doesn't happen. First of all, because of all their traumas. Second of all, the world has changed. Even if you're gone a year or two, you know, the world has changed. Third, the women finally got some power. And the only reason they got some power and some control about how their lives go is because it was forced on them. For so long, they were like, oh, don't worry, your little head about it. Don't worry, we'll take care of that. And then when they're gone, suddenly we had to learn all that shit all at once. But we came out stronger from it. And when y'all came home, you didn't like that we didn't say, yes, sir, and grab the paper the minute you walked in the door. You know what I mean? We had a different attitude, a less subservient. I'm not here just to serve you. You know, I have desires too. Men didn't like that. They did not like that at all. And so they used, it is true that a lot of women did wear it. And why? Because men are attracted to that self-confident, powerful woman, but they're also intimidated by it, a lot of them. And how do I say this delicately? They want to get in bed with that woman, but that's the only place they want that confident woman. They don't want her in where she might be better at that than me. God forbid. And so they told women, oh, only prostitutes wear that. And so we grew up with this little full cast of, oh, that only prostitutes wear that color. Only escorts wear bright pink or bright red. They did that because it intimidates them. So you know what I say, ladies? It's time to buy some colors. Oh, I even have a lip gloss in it. Ooh, and what's this? What? That's right. I don't use lip gloss as much because it tends to get into the creases around your lips and everything if you don't use a lip liner and all that. And like I said, I'm not Little Miss Makeup. I mean, I never was that full-on, I have to have all the look with the lash thing and that whole thing before I walk out, because I've always found that just retarded. It's just a way to hide. For me, my face without all that stuff caking, it needs to breathe. It needs to breathe. Well, I can't even use sunscreen on my face, just in pieces, because when I make sure every inch is covered, I can't fucking breathe. I feel like I get overheated. I know it sounds crazy. It sounds wild, but it's true. And it's not, it's happened many times. I've tested it. I always get overheated. So I only put it on the things that are really going to get it, like the back of your neck, your nose, your cheeks, the shoulder type of things, knee, when you're sitting, the tops of things. I can't put it all on. So, which is probably one of the reasons why I avoid a lot of makeup all the time for all these decades. I don't have foundation on my face every day, There are days I don't have any makeup on, not even mascara, for like a week and a half. So, and the only reason, yes, I'm wearing the red and the pink lately is because of this. As long as there's danger to democracy, it will be worn. Because I'm somebody who wear purple and that kind of thing, if it goes with what I'm wearing. So, the thing about protesting, you need to make them feel like if they didn't cover that because somebody else covered it, and did you see all the costumes? No, we didn't cover it. Oh man, they were even dancing in places. They were chanting in some sections. Yeah, it was really cool. It was like, wow. Then all of a sudden, they're like, yeah, they had a guillotine out there. All of a sudden, the channel is like, shit, we're gonna have to follow the next protest. You see what I'm saying? It does happen that way because they're looking for ratings. They're looking for the eyeballs on their show. And if they find out that somebody else did cover the protest or didn't just do a 20-second story on it, they got some really cool shit, and now everybody's turning to look for that. And they're all following, looking at that on YouTube and not your broadcast. That's what you want. If mainstream media wants to play games with us and not show we're pissed off, we'll play games too. We'll make them regret not covering the protest. You see what I'm saying? We're not just protesting the man at this point, which we are. We're protesting that mainstream media is bending the knee and not really putting it out there like they would everything else that's big with millions of people doing. We have to make them more scared of not being watched because they're not covering it than they are scared of dipshit Donald. Okay? So that's the point. If you can't get the cameras to go and look at you and then stay for more than a few seconds of footage, you're not getting your full message across. To get those eyeballs, to get those eardrums, you need to be loud. You need to be chanting. How about, hey, Donald Trump, I want to know why you're such a cunt. Easy words, easy melody. And that word on this side of the pond, because it came from UK, that's going to perk up some ears like, hey, what? What did they say? Wait, what? What was that again? Yeah. We want that. That is what we need. That's the point of protesting. Not only to be, no, hell no, they've got to go, but to get the cameras to see that. Otherwise, it's just a momentary flash in the smoke. If people don't put it on the news. You see what I'm saying? So it is time to step it up. Bunch of guys, we need to start protesting SCOTUS now, seriously. They're starting to be like, no, with the North Carolina thing, because that was just literal trying to steal, straight up trying to just exclude 60,000 votes. Fuck no. We need SCOTUS to know that we're looking at you too. We're looking at you too, SCOTUS. We might be looking at VP Eyeliner and Rapist Felon 47 and the Cabinet of Fools on the Hill, but we're still looking at you, SCOTUS. We haven't stopped looking at you. Oh, and Republicans in Congress, we've been watching you too. We know what you did, Marjorie. We know what you did. Pretty soon everyone will know. So that is how you protest, people. Peace out, and hell no, they won't. Come on, guys. You got to get your head in the game. You know how people get all psyched as they're driving to go see a game, a sports event? They're all in the stands. You need to get yourselves in that mindset. Maybe when you're driving to it, y'all do some of the chants. That's a good one. Get yourself hoo, you know? Because going in lackluster, you never know when those cameras are going to be there. So you're like an actor, but you're not paid. As far as you need to be presenting your protest from the moment you arrive, because sometimes people show up at the beginning or the tail end of the protesting. You know, they just got their camera person out there because they were covering other stuff or whatever. So I know it's hard if you're not like a hyper person, but try to keep your energy up. It makes a difference. It does. If you're just going, hey, Donald Trump, I want to know why you're such a cunt. It's not, you're just saying the words, as opposed to, hey, Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? I want to know why you're such a